Exercise 1537 is a cost hierarchy income statement, and then we're going to allocate corporate division and channel costs to customers. Again, this is one that Excel would be very helpful at. So we're going to do our marketing costs on the channel revenue. And then the administration costs on the customer level costs. So we need to get percentages of those. So we've got 1,440,000 divided by 3 million total. That'll be 48%. That means this is 52%. For this one, the customer level costs 880 and divided by the 2 million. That's going to be 44%. That means this is 56% on that. So now we see that we've already got the customer level operating income. So start with the sporting goods division. And the memorabilia division and the total there. So our we've got our customer level operating income, that's just given to us, is 560 million, 560,000, sorry, and 440,000 for 1 million total. Okay, so now we're going to allocate our marketing costs of 400,000. We know the total is 400,000 there. Marketing costs are by the channel revenues. So 400,000, 48% is 192,000. So 400,000 would be 208,000 there. Then we've got the admin costs. We know that is a total of 450,000. And that we calculated earlier was 44%. So we get 198,000 here. We give 252,000 here. And then down in the narrative, we see that sporting goods gets the special study allocates corporate costs of 200,000 to the two divisions based on corporate resources demand. Sporting goods 130 and memorabilia 70. So these are just corporate costs. And that's 130. And that's 70. So 200,000. Add up those costs on that. That'll be 520,000 there. 560 minus 520 is 40,000. Um, you get a total of 530,000 in costs there. This will be a minus 90,000 for a total of minus 50,000. And then they want us to do this by the revenue amounts. And so let's see, it was based on the revenue. So the revenues back here was 144. The revenues here is 156. Okay, so 40,000 divided by 144 is 2.8%. 90,000 divided by 1,560,000 is 5.8% negative. And so our total of 50,000, the total revenues were 3 million. So 50,000 divided by 3 million is 1.7% negative. And so that's our operating income as a percent revenue. Okay, so this tells you quite a bit about this. Again, would you allocate corporate costs to these divisions? What actions would you take? Obviously, there are always two elements of this. There's the cost element, which is what accountants tend to focus on, and there is the revenue elements. Can you boost revenue? Do you have some price elasticity here? Can you raise the prices without dropping sales too much? So that there's some of that there. And then there's the cost. How much of the cost can you cut without cutting quality, or cutting quality to the point people will abandon you? So these are always problems. Like I said, one of the problems when accountants tend to run companies or get too much influence in companies is they focus on costs, and lots of times we need to focus on growing the revenue. And that can happen by raising prices, differentiating, becoming, the select provider in some ways, and sometimes lowering costs can raise revenues. It just depends where you're at on that sort of thing. But always consider the revenue side of things as well as the cost side of things. And I'll tell you why I think accountants generally think about cost first, because we're so accustomed to our personal lives where we work for salary, and so it's difficult to increase our revenue, to walk into your boss and say, I need a raise because my expenses are too high. There's always moonlighting, taking a second job, finding a new job with more. That's a lot of work. All revenue raising issues are a lot of work. So we tend to focus, not that many accountants have a true entrepreneurial spirit. And so they don't think about revenues first, they think about expenses first. And so, but make sure you consider that revenue stream when you're looking at a deficit. That may be the better route to take. All right. So that concludes this chapter's problems. We will see you in chapter 16.